I'm Justin, and I'm going to do a speech on the death of American manufacturing. Remember when you were a child and you got a present for your birthday? It seemed to be built with pride and had strength within its structure. Those Matchbox cars, you could throw them out a two-story window and not have a care in the world. It didn't matter whether you went and picked it up that night because you knew it would still be the same condition as it was before it fell out that window. A couple weeks ago, my mother bought a toy for my little cousin. It was a Batman car. It looked pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but by the time I had it wrapped up and ready to be taken to his birthday party, I broke the driver's side mirror off the right side. This I knew was a cheaply built toy. And on the bottom it said made in China. What I want to key you in on is a few things of why the American economy is dying, and the reason it is dying is due to cheap outsourced manufacturing. I'll start with some background on information on the United States. In 1965, the manufacturing industry made up 53% of the success in the economy. By 2004, it was lower than 10%. American manufacturing was dominated for almost half a century across the globe. Car companies came to a halt to help produce weapons in World War II, to help turn the tides against Germany. 25% of the working class was made up of manufacturing jobs, whether it was a welding job, whether it was building cars. But by 1990, present jobs began to decrease 2% every year. That brings me to my next point. Killing jobs and Social Security is also caused by cheap outsourcing and manufacturing. GM in 2005 cut 30,000 jobs in 10 factories to compete with global manufacturing. 2007, Ford Motor Company did the same thing. 3 billion jobs were cut due to lack of material and efficiency and the ability to keep up with cheap manufacturing. In 2003, Bethlehem Steel Company folded, causing 10,000 people to lose their jobs and their pensions for retirement. It was like a death of a family member, said a former employee, Emma Rice, as she was handed her last paycheck and ended up going out the door. Outsourcing means to produce activity in another country that was previously done here by a domestic firm or plant. China is the largest import partner of the United States. More than 16% of China's exports end up here in the United States. That's a whopping dollar figure of $466 billion. And according to Elvin Mezarev, the United States only exports $124 billion a year, and it continues to decline. The difference is the United States is becoming a consumer and no longer a head producer. The last thing I want to address is the use of raw material. In 2015, China used 54% of the aluminum used throughout that year. The U.S. only used 21%. In 2005, the U.S. used 86% of the aluminum spread out throughout the world. The nickel that China uses today is 50%. The U.S. only uses 31%. China doesn't even have enough gold to back up all the dollar figures that they have for the amount of, or doesn't have enough gold to back up the money that they have in their country. The U.S. gets resources, uses our material, and then ships raw material to China, and then China exports the finished material back here. What it is doing is killing jobs here in America. So I'll leave you with this thought. As the products get cheaper, and the more you read made in China, made in Taiwan, the cheaper the standard of living becomes in the United States. America will not be able to continue the way we are living now. We will continue to recede. Jobs and homes will become less. You won't have job security. You won't have pensions. History repeats itself. Are you wanting to stand in a bread line? Are you willing to give up your spot